Hey everybody, welcome back to the Las Vegas Luxury Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Kevin Jaramillo.
And I'm George O'Brien. Welcome.
All right, George, we're back. And today, George, rather than doing, and we are going to see a house, but today I want to talk to the folks about why homes are priced the way they are, right?
Sure.
Which is, what are the three reasons?
Well, you got location. That's always the number one. That's number one. The condition of the property, of course.
Right.
And how old is it? What's the age?
Exactly. So I got a couple of examples here that I want to show the folks based on that criteria. And then we're going to dig in also and help the folks understand how much is a payment on $1 million house or 1.5 or 2. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because that's what they want to know, right?
Right.
They already have in their mind, hey, I can afford $X per month, right? And hopefully they're staying around that 25, 30% of their income to be able, whatever that payment may be, right? So I think if we give them perspective today of, okay, I can afford $X, what do I get for it?
Okay.
Right? That's the big question here. What can I get for it here?
And they have choices too.
They have choices,
at
you know.
dollar.
Now, we get phone calls that folks are calling us and saying, "Hey, I want to live definitely in I want a Summerlin address, right? I want to live in Summerlin." And why do you think people want to live in Summerlin?
Oh my gosh, the appreciation factors, the area, the master plan community.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I think there's about 15 miles of walking trails. The streetscapes are beautiful. New shopping centers all around.
If you live in Summerlin, the one thing you can understand, you'll figure out right away, everything in Summerlin is strategically placed. The parks, the shopping. You never really have to drive more than 5 minutes to get anywhere for anything you need to do, unless you're going to the Strip or if you work outside of Summerlin. But within your community, everything's right there. It's all strategically planned.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's the fifth best master plan community in the country.
I've seen where they said it was the first before. So
here's the difference when they rank us 5, George. You know what the difference is?
What's that?
2 of the top 5 are actually 55 older communities. So this is not an age-restricted community, Summerlin, right? It's all ages. They do have age-restricted areas in there that you can live in. But so really we'll rank like 3 if you want to say, hey, I want to raise my family.
And that's pretty high considering they're taking in the whole United States of America.
There's a whole lot of neighborhoods in this country. So I have here on the screen here, we have pulled up our local MLS. And I went in there and I put in for the criteria of 1 million to 2 million range. Okay. So if you came to town and asked me, hey, I'm looking to buy a home and my budget is between $1 million and $2 million.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, there's only 73 available.
In Summerlin.
So what does that mean for pricing? Because everything's about supply and demand, George.
Right. So
this is limited supply.
Yeah. So
there's 30,000 homes in Summerlin, and you're telling me I only have 73 to choose from?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's slim pickings, right?
Right.
And what's another reason why homes sell real fast anywhere?
Well, if the price is right, it's going to sell fast, and if the house is really nice and dialed in, the condition, and it's priced right, if the seller needs to sell quickly, we'll put that into consideration.
Right. So I did hear days on market, brand new, and so the first one up here that just hit the market 2 days ago for $1.6 million. Okay. It's 2,648 square feet, which is $604 a square foot, which that's kind of getting up there.
That's pretty healthy. Yeah.
Right? That's pretty healthy. But look, the house is a 2024. Okay?
Pretty
so
new.
that's a brand new house.
Yep.
I know the area where it's at. I'm going to show you that right here on the map. This area is Ascension. We talked about Ascension. This is the latest luxury neighborhood in Summerlin.
That is a beautiful area. That whole area is gorgeous.
Well, it's right here adjacent to the Summit, which is billionaire, living here. This is where all those $50 million. Yeah, these are the
Dion, all of them.
$50 million homes are up in here, and you're literally right next door. Anytime that you're close to the little expensive homes, it does what? It brings your appreciation up with it, right? And this is why this home
is your comps.
Right. So here we are at a 2,600 square foot house, not a huge home, but in a great location. And we know, we talked about it. Location is number one, right? This is why it's priced that way. Then we talk about condition. Well, the house is brand new. I'm going to show you the photos here in a second. And then the age, right? So it's hitting all 3 trifectas is why it's priced where it's at, right? So that's what we know about this particular property. Well, not that one. Let me go here and go to look at the photos here. It's a nice place. It really is. I mean, they're selling these places like crazy. Now, 1.6 million. What's your first thought when you see this first photograph?
Well, first of all, when you drive up to that house, it doesn't give you the wow factor.
It doesn't.
It looks like a regular starter home from the front.
It 100% does. But again,
that changes once you get in there.
It's priced because of location.
Right.
This is a guard-gated community. This is one small community inside of, there's actually 6 of them in there. It's Toll Brothers and Pulte. This is actually a Pulte home. Okay. So yes, it's not knocking your socks off. So you would purchase this home based on location.
Right.
And you want a brand new house. So here we go. It's an all-white kitchen. This home has upgrades, right? This isn't what the builder gives you for the base price. I know the base price on this house. It's just a hair under $1 million. Okay, like $980,000. So someone went in there, spent some money on upgrades. It's an investor. They're trying to make money.
Okay.
Right? And so it's a nice, clean kitchen, all white. They spent the extra money on these doors. These are extra when you go to the design center and you say, hey, I want these sliders, the opposite opening sliders. That's an expensive door. That's about a $30,000 upgrade, right? And we could see the tile floors in there. The backyard is finished. There's not a pool or anything, but it's clean and it's finished.
Right.
Right. And here it is right here. Right. So at least you got your patio furniture. You can enjoy the outdoors. And again, brand new house. So for some folks out there, they come to town. They don't have time for a home to be built, George. They're like, no, I need one right now.
Plug and play right
here, right? So,
and what's the square footage on this one?
2,600, right? Just a good single-story, clean house. It's all about brand new, right? Furnish it correctly, it would be spectacular. Carpet in the bedrooms. Here's a secondary bathroom.
This house, KJ, it's only a couple of years old. It's new.
It's not even a year old.
Yeah, it's new.
So here's an aerial of it. As you can see, some people like to live at the top of the street where they don't have a neighbor, right? And you can see the walking trail here because you on this particular neighborhood, a lot of people do a lot of walking. Oh, where am I going to walk? I mean, this one right here within the neighborhood, they got a nice walking trail.
So it's a new home. It's in good condition.
Yep.
But I tell you, the number one factor on that price is location.
100%.
Yeah, because it doesn't knock your socks off when you drive up. And when you go in, even though it's nice, it's not going to wow the heck out of you. It's a nice house.
But let's share with the folks, don't even kid yourself. This neighborhood's only been under construction for about 18 months, okay? They are selling these things like hot dogs at the ball game.
Yeah,
they can't even hang on to them because of the availability of luxury living in Las Vegas on a brand new home in a great area.
Right.
They're buying them. They're spending the money.
They are.
So I don't want people to think like that's crazy. There's no way I would spend 1.6. Well, it's about locations. The security guard is why they're going ahead and spending the money that they are. Right. So here you are. This is turnkey because if you walk to the models and you're like, oh, this is the model I like, they're going to tell you you're about 8 months out. And if you're a person that says, I don't have 8 months, I just sold my house, I'm coming from North Carolina or wherever,
right?
You're like, I need one now. You're like, okay, well, there's one around the corner for sale right now that's, already had upgrades and whatnot done to it. So this is just an example, guys, of what's available out there and what we call, again, everything over $1 million is luxury. You may not think this is luxury, but the area dictates luxury.
Yes.
You're actually the small fry on the block with this type of home. But remember, everything else around you is multi-millions. So that's that house right there.
That house will be worth a couple million in a few years.
But George, how can we help somebody buy this home for a little less money?
With little less money?
Yeah, instead of paying 1.6. I'll tell you how, George. If you came to me and you're like, hey, Kev, I really like that house, but 1.6 is a little much. Can you negotiate and get that price down for me? 100%. I can. That's my job because I'm a master negotiator, right? It's knowing the numbers, right? I've already done the research here. I know what that buyer paid for this property,
right?
Because I'm in the field of renovating homes and I've been in construction my whole life. I know approximately what they have into it in upgrades.
So you know what they're working with.
So I know what they're working with. I know there's wiggle room in this house. And this particular house right here, I could save you between $50,000 and $100,000 because I could negotiate it.
Right.
If not, maybe a little more, depending on how motivated they are, right? These may be people that say, I got to sell this home quick. I got to move to my next project. I need the money, whatever the reasons are for motivation. Maybe it's a couple and all of a sudden,
you've been on the other side of that too.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's a couple who bought this house and all of a sudden now they're getting divorced, right?
Right.
And they're like, hey, we got to sell this house.
We always dive deep into it.
We got to dive deep.
look and see how long they've owned the house, how much did they buy it for originally. I mean, there's a lot of factors to really gauge where that seller is. And a lot of times I talk to the listing agent and I worm a lot of information out of them too.
Right.
They're not supposed to give me too much information, but they tend to.
You got to know how to talk to them, George, and that's why we're master negotiators, and that's why you guys should hire us. So remember, if you like what you're hearing, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. We've got a lot for you. We're here for you guys. We really want to get you the best possible deal, whatever side of the fence you are, buying or selling. Now, if we want to look at the house just below it, been on the market 4 days, it is a 2014 house. No, I'm sorry, 2006 house for $1.2 million. It's 700 square feet bigger. It's $250 a square foot less money. Why?
Location.
Exactly.
Age
and location is why. And this house has a swimming pool. We'll give you a quick peek at it, right? And then we're going to talk numbers. How much does it cost to live in these homes? So right off the bat, the first picture, what's the story telling you here?
No, that gives you more of a like, ooh, that's a big house.
That's a nice home. That's a good looking house right there, right?
Yeah. Nice
great
curb appeal.
Great curb appeal, good architecture on the home. We'll go through these photos real quick, but what does that photo tell you?
It's a little dated.
Dated, right? The tile, the size of the tile, the type of tile that's there, that box outlet right there next to the fireplace.
Yep.
That's back in 06 is when we used to buy the big box TVs.
Exactly.
Well, we don't buy those no more, right?
Right.
So could be a little remodeling on that wall right there. So that tells a story right there. But still in great condition, beautiful home. You come in, nice kitchen, right? Got you an island. This is a great home, $1.2 million. We're going to talk numbers.
Nothing wrong with the house at all.
Nothing wrong with this house. Just a little dated, but we don't know. Everybody's flavor is a little different, George. They may love those floors. Right?
Some people like the warm colors.
The warm, that last house was all white. This all has earth tones to it. So very nice, good, clean. We could tell cultured marble back then they would put in these houses. Now today they're quartz, right? Again, still a great home, nice garage, view of the mountains. Look, this is a great entry right here. Courtyard, right? Arches are definitely coming back. The backyard is it's very desert here, but there's a swimming pool.
Nice pool too.
So you got a $400,000 difference in price.
Yeah.
This one here it's larger, has a swimming pool, but it's got age on it. Which means what? Right. Which means you got to look out. We're going to look out for you because we're going to get the inspector in there. Hey,
big time.
How's the AC unit doing? How's the water heater doing? What condition is that roof in?
Right.
You know what I mean? And we check the electrical and all the plumbing in the house. If everything checks out, this is actually not a bad house for the money.
I agree with that.
Right? So let's talk about the money. George, if someone came in here and their budget was $1 million, let's talk to me about the numbers on what they're looking at because everybody wants the number one, your budgets are, hey, I can afford $X a month for my payment.
Right. Everyone always tells me that. I don't want my payment above this number.
Well, then you guys, listen, keep your payment between 25 and 30% of whatever your take-home income is. Right. Don't go higher than that or you're going to get yourself in a pickle.
Right.
So let's talk to them about the numbers.
Okay. So I kind of broke it down. So with a purchase of $1 million, if you're going to put 10% down as $100,000, your payment would be $6,700.
Okay. All right. So this house was 1.2. So you could probably add about $1,000 to $1,500 a month on that.
Maybe. And then if you put 20% down, and this is at 7% interest, it's $5,700 a month.
Okay. Right. So people out there, they know dual income house, right? They both work and maybe they each make $150 to $200,000 a year, close to $400,000. They can afford that payment.
Oh, yeah. If they make that kind of money.
Well, there's plenty of people out there making that kind of money. Yeah, so where are we at 1.5?
1.5, if you put 10% down, obviously that's $150,000. Your payment's $9,900.
So almost $10,000.
Almost, yep. And then if you want a lower payment, you put 20% down. Again, this is at 7% interest. You're $8,400.
So that first house we saw, which is basically a brand new house at 1.6, right? I'll get the house for you for 1.5.
Probably would, yeah.
Guys, 20% down, you're looking at $8,400 a month. So if that's in your wheelhouse because your income is up there,
right?
What do you think that particular house value appreciation will be in 3 years, George?
It's at 1.6 now?
Right.
$2 million.
$2 million. You could literally make a little more than $100,000 a year equity.
Yep.
Because of location. Because the other house we looked at, how much more appreciation is that one going to have?
You mean so the one that at 1.6 is going to have a lot of more appreciation.
Right, because it's brand new. It has room to appreciate versus the other house, which is 2006.
That's a big different story.
That house is likely to appreciate around $20,000 to $25,000 per year. Right. So your reasons for buying a home are always different. I'm raising a family. Yeah, but I'm not going to be here long term. What am I going to do?
Yeah. So the first house at 1.6, I mean, different pockets of Vegas always have different appreciation rates
exactly.
every year. That area where that house is, I could see that being 10%.
Minimum.
If not more.
Well, more.
So you make $160,000 that year just because you live there.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, no. So it's an investment, right? So
absolutely, a good investment.
That's why you can't let people share with you that, hey, that's a lot of money for that small house there. Well, wait a minute, this is a money making house.
Yes.
Right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed and got a lot of good value out of today's video because George and I, we're here to do what?
We're here to help you out. We're going to negotiate for you, get you the best buy.
We're going to find you the best house. And depending if it's for appreciation purposes or, hey, I want to raise my family there for 10 years.
Sure.
Right. And I'm coming in a little light. I can only do 10%. That other house is $400,000 less, and it already has a swimming pool. Right. So they may want that if it's a family.
Yeah. Different locations.
It just depends what your needs are, guys. And then obviously what you can afford. So listen, we're here for you. Reach out to us. We're in the luxury space. And this is on the lower end. This isn't the low million stuff.
Right.
And we'll take you all the way up as high as you want to go. The highest house in the valley right now, I think, is $48 million.
Wow.
Right there in the summit. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it.
Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and also that thumbs up button if you really like this video, if it helped you out and you want to watch more, hit that notification bell. We'll appreciate that very much. Also, look, if you're looking to buy or sell in the luxury market here in Las Vegas, you got to reach out to George and I. We're the experts here. So our information is below to be able to contact us. All right?
And we'll see you on the next video.
Take care.